We're a few months away from probably hearing any news about Madden 26, but that doesn't mean that we can't take some information from another EA Sports release on one of the key questions that I think a lot of people have about Madden 26 moving forward. And that question might be answered from an unlikely place, and that's going to be Formula 1 25, F1 25. I play the F1 games. I don't know if anyone else here does, but I'm a big racing fan. I do play F1 a lot, and one of the big complaints about the most recent F1 games since the jump to these next-gen consoles has been the fact that the F1 games have still regularly released every year on last gen or old gen. The current gen consoles have been out now for 5 years, or will be out, 5 years this November, and still, a lot of games have been releasing on last gen. Madden has been releasing on last gen, F1 25 has been releasing, or F1 has been releasing on last gen, and College Football 25 was one of the first EA Sports games to actually buck that trend and drop the last gen release. Makes sense, entirely new built game. They weren't going to release it on the last gen consoles, but Madden still followed suit. Madden 25 was on last gen. F1 24 was on last gen. Well, today, F1 25 had its reveal trailer, and one of the things that got revealed in the news dump was the fact that F1 25 will not come out on last gen. They are ditching it. They are moving on from it, and a lot of people are very happy about that, myself included. It's a lot of us feel it's time for that game in particular to drop last gen. Now, what does that mean for Madden 26 though? It is a completely different game, different studio, same publisher, but still, what does that mean for Madden? I think we can make a reasonable assumption that Madden 26 will likely, I feel like it's a very safe assumption to say that Madden 26 will likely not come out on last gen. I feel very good about saying that, just because there's a lot of, look, these new consoles, they're newer, but they've been out, again, I said earlier, there's going to be 5 years of these consoles at this point. It likely doesn't need to be coming out on those old gen consoles. I know some of you guys are still over there, and I know you probably don't like hearing me say that, but it's probably time to stop wasting the developers' time, messing around on those consoles. It just doesn't make sense to continue supporting those consoles. I believe there was something even to this year that I saw this past Madden cycle where someone showed the Ultimate Team kind of, the marketplace thing, and again, way down at the bottom was the last gen consoles. It's very clear a lot of the Madden players have moved on from the last gen consoles. They are on new gen, or really current gen. I don't like calling it new gen anymore because they've been out going on 5 years. It's current gen. So I think there's a very good chance that Madden 26 will not come out on last gen, simply because, if you're EA, there was a mandate for a lot of these games to keep supporting, from EA down to EA Sports and then down to all their different other little studios. That's how many chains this goes up with these big companies. There's probably a mandate, keep releasing these games on last gen. And you had College Football 25 not come out on last gen. And that was the start. I believe that might have been the first EA game to not come out on last gen. NHL 25 also skipped last gen, this most recent release. Now F1 25 is skipping last gen on their upcoming release. So I think the writing is really on the wall here, where, it's okay, I think they've seen enough of the sales figures, enough of these consoles are out here. I believe 80 plus million PS5s have been sold. I think they're making the reasonable assumption that it's time to move on. It's time to leave those consoles behind. Anyone still playing on those consoles, they're probably playing their back library and free-to-play games like, Fortnite and GTA Online. So it's probably not worth developing a game, even though it's probably really scaled back. They're mostly legacy edition versions of the game at this point. it's just not worth their time and effort. And I think that can be some really good things for us, because that means you're not going to have, I don't know how many devs they had, left. I'm not sure what the last gen team looked like over there. It's not like a lot has changed on the last gen versions of these games. It's been mostly, I believe some of the rules got put in there. I don't even know if the new kickoff rule made it into the last gen version of Madden 25. So again, it's just one of the things where it's like, I just don't think we're going to see a last gen version of Madden. I think they've like, why put time and effort into getting the correct kickoff rule in if you're probably feel pretty good that you're probably just going to drop making the game. There's not going to be a version of Madden 25 or 26 on those consoles, so it probably didn't make sense to really do that sort of work on the game. Does that mean the game's going to get way better automatically? No, I don't think so, but I do think that means there's probably going to be a little bit more manpower. If that's like a team of, maybe there's like a team of 50 that was working on that one. Maybe that 50 can get put onto other things, maybe that just means they just have a little bit more manpower, a little bit more ability to, maybe get to issues a lot quicker than, they were able to. It feels like this most recent Madden game where it just felt like, man, they were getting to nothing. It just felt like there was issues that just lingered on forever in Madden 25. And maybe that won't be the case in Madden 26. You won't have multiple teams. I'm not 100% sure about that, but yes, I do think today's news of F1 25 not dropping on last gen, I think that should put the nail in the coffin, along with, NHL 25 not coming out on last gen, College Football 25 not coming out on last gen. I think Madden will probably be the game that also does not come out on last gen, and then probably the big one will probably be FIFA, EA Sports FC not dropping on last gen this upcoming year. But I don't really watch soccer or pay attention to that, so that's all I wanted to get in here, talk about why I think Madden 26 will probably not be dropping on last gen consoles. Seems like the writing's on the wall to me. So yeah, I want you guys for watching this one. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. I'll be talking more about these upcoming games, these upcoming releases, College Football 26, Madden 26, when we start getting that news. It's weird, like, we're all kind of desperately wanting some news about these games, but we're probably still months away from getting that stuff. I doubt we'll hear anything in April about either of those games. Maybe some news in May, because College Football 2026 comes out probably in, was it July? So that's when we'll probably hear, probably May, June, we'll start hearing some college football news. But either way, I want to thank you guys for watching this one. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.